Hello guys, welcome again to another BTC update. I hope you're doing great today. Sorry again for the delayed updates and for not posting too much, but if you know me already, you know that I'm very busy with my personal life currently, and I wasn't feeling too good in the past couple of weeks. I got my COVID shot like 4 days ago, and I also felt super bad after it, but now I'm better, and hopefully I will be better more down the road, and I can keep posting this updates for you. But anyways, let's get started. Let's just go straight to the charts and speak and see what's happening with Bitcoin. I do hope you stick around to the end of the video because the video will be very informational. I have a lot of things to share and a lot of views to tell you guys. But yeah, let's go to the chart. So first of all, for BTC. If you've been following me for a while, and if you've been part of my Discord, you already know that we kind of technically knew this was coming. Now, the strength and the time how this happened basically wasn't expected. Like, I didn't expect BTC to just suddenly dump in like 2 days after the analysis. I just expected it to go to maybe like mid December, around that area for the dump rather, and instead we got it right away basically. We hit our target as well of 42,000, and then we wicked above and we did a nice consolidation. When we were around 53,000, which was around this area, I was actually mentioning to my Discord group to long here and to short here, by the way, because and you can see I posted this video on Twitter as well. So I was telling them that basically the market makers want you to believe that this is a strong support area in order for you to, wreck you here. And I told them, if we go back to 53, just short it, because that's what's going to happen. They're going to make people believe this is a strong support area. They will make accumulation of longs here, and then they will try to accumulate longs one more time here, and then just drop the hammer basically. And we did drop the hammer, and we met the technical target of our head and shoulder formation, or our symmetrical triangle, if you want to call it, which is around $42,000. Now, what's happening with Bitcoin is very interesting, and I'm going to give you my technical analysis perspective and my own opinion as well, and you can decide whatever you want to choose basically. So from a charting perspective, the weekly time frame is looking very, very bad, and I've talked about this to my Discord members. I've talked about this to many people before. That's why I was calling like more than a month ago or 2 months ago. I was saying that this is looking like me, because the weekly time frame, as you can see right here, or the indicators on the weekly time frame are very, very bearish. So when this squeeze indicator on the weekly shows you this green valley, it's usually, or this green mountain type of shape, it usually is a signal to basically sell and get out of the market for the time being. And when it gives you a red valley like this is basically a signal to buy, because the market will rally. And till that red valley comes, this is down. This is like a downward momentum on the weekly time frame. Now, the best case scenario, and this is the absolute best in my opinion, is we consolidate and we hold here, this area basically. We don't drop below this area, specifically around 44.5. Like, I don't know, and I don't think BTC will drop below that. But if it does drop below 44.5, then you're gonna retest the wick, which is around this area. And if we do retest the wick, I think we will go even further down around this area right here, which is like around 38,000, 39,000, with a potential wick to the downside. But these are the levels to hold basically, the strong levels to hold, at least, because whether we want to believe it or not, or whether we like it or not, we are in a corrective phase. So and the weekly time frame shows us. Now, even though you are in a corrective phase on the weekly time frame, the daily time frame can tell you a lot of things. So it could tell you if you're gonna maybe pump for a day or two, dump for a day or two. It doesn't mean that if you're weekly bearish, it doesn't mean that you're gonna go down in a straight line. Basically, it means that you will, best case scenario, consolidate maybe with some ups and downs, in choppy range, like everybody's calling for. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, you're gonna meet the trend line here around this area. And honestly, it's not looking very good for BTC on the weekly, especially. It's not looking very good. Now, the daily is a different story. The daily is kind of bullish. Usually, when you are on the red area, well, similar to this, it's basically when you pump, and when you are in a red, so similar to that. And once you are in a green area on the daily, that's basically when you basically sell your Bitcoin for a few days till you get the red area again, and then you buy again in it, and so on and so forth. That's just basic stuff about the squeeze indicator. And as you can see, we are in the red right now. The only thing that I don't like is that you are red, but you're not pumping. And usually there is a rule about this, if you study about this indicator, and this just basically means if you're showing upside on the indicator but you're consolidating on the price, then this potentially signals a further drop to the downside. But it's too early to call. Your daily is about to cross the 80 level on the stochastic RSI, which is very good. Once you enter that level, it's basically upside all the way. But you can see right there, and when we were in September, we did consolidate for a while, and even when we were here around this area, we were still bearish basically. But then we crossed and we went above and then we rallied. Now here we are already above 50, so we should expect at least some upside, but we're still not seeing it. And we're kind of forming lower lows and lower highs as well on the 6-hour time frame. If you zoom in like this, you can see that you're making a lower high, lower high, lower high, and lower low, lower low, lower low. So they're lows. And so now what's next for Bitcoin? This is a key level to hold in my opinion, where BTC is wicking right now. As you can see, it's wicking around 47,300. As long as it wicks around this area and it doesn't fall below, then I think it can potentially form a channel to the upside where it basically just trades like this and escapes this. Now, is this going to be an escape to the moon? I don't think so. I think this will be rejected around this area, around our blue line right there. If this channel continues, by the way. There is a likelihood, of course, of it continue. But if you lose this area, which is around 47,300, that's very bad. That basically means, especially if you start closing 6-hour candles under, like 2 6-hour candles, 2 4-hour candles under this area, bearish candles, of course. This is just basically will tell you that you're potentially going to go form another lower low one more time, and then you're going to be in a downward channel, which looks something like that. Now, to be fair, and to have some positive news for people, downward channels are bullish in nature because price usually tends to go against the momentum. So if the momentum is a downward momentum, the price tends to reverse and go and break to the upside basically. And the opposite is the same as well. So if you're going up, if the price is up or you're in an upward channel, then the price tends to break to the downside rather than to the upside. So that's the good news for BTC. For now, the key level to watch out for is this level right here, basically where we're wicking at 47,300, around that area. As long as you could stay above this for a few days at least, maybe till Monday, then you will see a potential rally. I still expect next week to be green. I told this to my Discord members, and I still see it. At least the first few days of next week should be green, but like I said, I don't think the green will be a green to the moon. I just think it will be a green rejection and drop. Now, I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, then this level will break, which is $55,000, and then you will rally upside. But just be careful because it might be a bigger bull trap. I will be cautious here, especially with the weekly. I will be pretty cautious. Now, if you hold this this fourth blue trend line right here and you start to close daily candles above it, then you're going to retest up. Now it becomes better. Now, the key level to break is $60,000. If you don't break 60, then you're still kind of bearish. Once you break 60, you're entering again another rally. So this area between 55 and 60 is a potential trap zone. So just be careful. I'm just saying if you see that happening. But either way, in my best opinion or my best expectation is a rally to this area and a drop again one more time. Hopefully, the drop will come around the trend line where basically you rally to 55 and you drop to 47 one more time and then you pump to the upside. That would be super good, especially holding this red trend line. Now, if you don't do that and you fall below this red trend line, then most likely you will meet the white trend line. Either way, both cases, you're still macro bullish on BTC. You're not macro bearish. As long as you're holding key support and as long as you're making higher highs and higher lows, you are basically in an uptrend still. So you had your low here. If you get another higher low around this area, so anything above this level right here is a higher low. So if you get which is a higher macro low basically. So if you get a higher macro low along this area, it means that you're gonna still go up in a potential uptrend and form another high. Now that doesn't mean that this macro low is gonna last a day. It could be similar to this, where you stay around 3 months, 6 months, 2 months, 4 months, just consolidating and just having a very choppy scenario like that before rallying to the upside. And this is a great period to accumulate when things like this happen, especially if the weekly indicator gives you a signal to basically bounce. So yeah. Now on the short time frames, like the 4-hour time frame, so what's gonna happen basically in the next coming days, like I told you, it looks like there's potential downside for BTC, but the rule that I talked about earlier also applies for downside. So if you see downside but you're consolidating, then this will potentially pump to the upside. So as long as we hold this key level of support right here, which I told you about, which is this 47,300 above this, the base of our pennant, of our triangle here, because this was a fake out. As long as we hold this level, then we potentially can form a higher high more than this. If we do manage to break and close above 49,500, then this is a reverse of this small trend. So if we close at around 50, 5,500, 51, and we start close at least 2 to 3, 4-hour candles above that area, or just consolidate around 5,500, then most likely you will see the blue line. There's a high chance, a high possibility you will see BTC retest the light blue line right here, that trend line right here, which is around $53,000 to $54,000. So yeah, BTC looking kind of iffy right now, to be honest. The weekly is not very good. I want to show you another chart just so I can show you something. So this is another chart I have. Let me just pop to the 3-day time frame. Excuse the messiness. It is a complicated chart, but I will try my best to explain it. Okay, so this is a indicator that I use to try to find some confluence between price action and what will happen in the market, basically. So it's basically made of EMAs, DMAs, and TMAs. So EMAs, exponential moving averages, DMAs, double exponential, and TMAs, triple exponential. And they're a mix. You can see them here, and simple moving averages as well. They're a mix. But basically, it's very simple. As long as you maintain this color formation, and as long as this orange line or this EMA stays within this yellow area, then you're still bullish and you're still in an uptrend. Okay? Once you start to go up above this area, so once that orange line starts to cross above it, and that you see color changes, you see your blue lines start to turn to green, and then you see these red and purple lines going to cross this area right here, and at the same time this is going up, then this is just a potential drop, a massive drop. And that's what happened here as well. So what happened here is your orange line went above the yellow area right there, and then your red, purple, and blue line, which turned green, crossed, and then you had a severe drop, similar to this situation right there. So basically we're repeating May now, and similar to May, we are closing under this one right there, this EMA, which is the 65 EMA on the 3-day chart. It's rejecting us. If this keeps rejecting us and these manage to cross like that, then this will potentially be another strong corrective phase, and then you will see these lows for sure around that area. Now if we do manage to break above and kind of hold this area, it's kind of very good for BTC, and it's opposite to this, or at least not same consolidation. At least it's not a same consolidation type of situation. But we need to break above this area. We need to break above this EMA, the 65 EMA on the 3-day chart, and we need to hold it. If we don't hold it, the 65 EMA, it is right there. So if we don't hold it right there, it's very, very bad for BTC, because you might potentially see another scenario similar to this, where you can see here you dropped and you hit your head on the EMA as well. You dropped more and then you started bouncing. And once these cross, by the way, this is so interesting. Once these EMAs and DMAs cross with this orange yellow one right here, what happens is you have a fake pump to the upside and then drop. So if these cross, that's when our fake pump might come, and that will probably be it. After that fake pump comes, you drop again and you consolidate here. But like I'm saying, there's one thing in my opinion of why you might not see the lower levels around 40 is because the CT, the traders, the crypto traders are, and the analysts out there are so bearish and so adamant to see this. Like, I'm seeing people saying sell already. Now, selling is not a bad idea if you're gonna rebuy the dip, and of course not selling fully, just selling, taking profits, securing your capital, blah blah blah. You know the deal, right? But just getting out of the market completely and just waiting a bear market to come, it's just stupid in my opinion. I think at least you need to have some capital on the side, because the market might not give you what you want. Similar to this area, many TAs, including myself, because the indicators were so bearish, were expecting lower levels, but we didn't, and then we bounced to the upside. So we might have a similar situation here where people are expecting lower levels here. So, we're going to see 42, 39, 37, and basically we just wick to 44.5, consolidate and make it as our base, and then rip to the upside, which will be very bullish for BTC. So yeah, that's my analysis for today. I think next week, or at least the beginning of next week, will be green. I don't think we will be red forever, but I think it will be a fake green. I think it will be a retest of the trend line, like I said, around 53 to 54 to 55k region, with a rejection there, and then potential downside again. Hopefully holding this area again around $47,000, maybe with some wicks to 46, but that's it. If we do manage to start going lower and start closing around 45 region, then most likely we will see 42 area, 42.5, 43, 45, around that area. But I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think we'll go below. Even though the charts do suggest that we might see 37,000 and 38,000. But my personal opinion is I don't think we will go to that low, because the sentiment is so bearish. And usually when the sentiment is so bearish or so bullish, the market does the opposite. So here people were calling for $100,000 end of year, $80,000 end of year, and many TAs, including myself, some TAs, at least the ones I know, like Blockchain BB, you can go follow her, she's very good actually. She was saying that, okay, we need to basically get out here around this area. It's very dangerous. It's looking like May. So yeah, that's it for my analysis. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. For now, the key level to hold is $47,000. We are forming many bullish and many bearish patterns at the same time. I just want to show you one more thing before I end my analysis. Let me just remove all of this and just show you. So if you go to the 6-hour time frame, the pattern that we're forming right here is, if you can see it, these three tops, these are bearish in nature. Actually, they're not bullish. Okay, and I'm gonna show you where we formed them. So we formed them in this area, around this area. We formed them around this area, as you can see. So top, drop, and then fake rally, and then drop. So we might do something very, very similar to this. By the way, we formed them again. Let me just show you more. We formed them again on this area, but if you zoom into the lower time frames, you would see them, and we formed them here. Maybe if I zoom to the 2-hour here, we can see them easier, in an easier way. Let's see. Yeah, so we formed them right there, as you can see. Bam, 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 support, bam, drop below support, damn, drop below support. So honestly, this is the first time in a long time that Bitcoin's made me so confused, and it's very worrying in my opinion. Now the weekly is bearish. I know this was coming. Like, it's not a surprise. Of the drop wasn't very a surprise. Maybe the time of the drop is a surprise, but the drop itself wasn't really a surprise. But hopefully we break above this channel. Some people are saying this is a downward channel. Maybe it's a falling wedge as well, but both are bullish in nature no matter what anyone says there. So if you move your trend line slightly like that, they're still bullish in nature. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, you could argue that this is a falling wedge. Hopefully, like I said, if you go to this area one more time, just be careful of a repeat of what happened in May, where you drop basically. So stop loss needs to be put always, especially if you're trading. And if you see a breakout, just wait the confirmation, and then you can take the trade. And the trade, in my opinion, will be to around this trend line. But anyways, guys, thank you again for watching the video. Please like, please subscribe, please share, please retweet. Maybe if you help me on Twitter, maybe if you help me or support me in growing this channel, I can do more videos for you. And if again, follow me on Twitter. I do post a lot of stuff there, link in the description below. And if you want to inquire about my private Discord, which I spend most of my time in, you can also inquire. My link is for Telegram. My private Telegram is in the description below. You can message me there and just talk to me about anything you want, and I will try my best to help you out. So anyways, thank you again for watching the video. Hope you liked it. Enjoy your weeks and your weekends, and I'll see you again next time.